Michelle, there was a lot to like in that game.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing about that game?
Favorite thing about that game?
Other than winning.
Well, that's always my favorite. Winning's at this point in the season, you know, it's all about just winning. I mean, sometimes further in the season you over-evaluate, but not at this point. So I thought what I really liked is how our kids came out and really attacked their pressure. We worked all week on that, and they're quick, they're athletic, and they gamble. And you know, one of the things, they generate a lot of offense off their defense. So it was really key for us to attack it and make it our own. And you know, we still turned the ball over too many times, but you know, we had 21 assists, so we did a pretty nice job of that. And I thought when we pulled away in the middle of the first half, I thought our defense really started clicking. We sort of one and done in terms of keeping them off the board. So yeah, and then I think we just they came back and we just kept pushing away. So that's what you want to do. So
for Coach and the ladies, in the first 5 minutes, 4 ties, 3 lead changes. What transpired after that? A 14-2 run over a stretch of 3 minutes and change, an 11-2 run over 2 minutes and change, a 12-2 run over about a 5-minute stretch near the end of the first half. So how is it that you go from stalemate to large lead, to extending a larger lead, to further extending a larger lead?
You know, it always takes a couple minutes, I think, for the team to warm up and kind of figure out what the defense is giving you and figure out who's open and when it's going to be open. And I think that finally clicked, and then we didn't look back from there.
I also think like this is a big game and it's at our house, and so nerves are also high. And so shaking off those nerves, you know, after the first few minutes, you're in the game, you're feeling it, and then they go away, and so you can start playing how you normally would.
The hard thing about playing a team from the East Coast is that like we don't really have ever any common opponents. So we know what Whitworth would bring. We kind of had a feeling more or less what Chapman would bring because they played George Fox early in the season, but we had really no comparison. We didn't really know what to expect from Christopher Newport because we didn't have anything to compare them to. So it took us a little while to kind of figure out what they're all about because we just watched one game on film for like 30 minutes to try and get a taste of what they were. But it just took us like 5 minutes or so to figure out where the gaps were, to figure out what they were giving us, and figure out how we would counter their offense and counter their defense. And so it just took a little while to adjust, but by the end of 5 minutes or so, we got pretty comfortable.
I would agree. We knew there'd be a little bit of an adjustment just because this is a team. It's you can scout, but film only tells you so much, and you know, so, and I think even just watching them warm up, I think you know they're athletic and they're strong and pretty impressive. So you know, but I thought our kids really responded. So I agree. They kind of, once we kind of figured out what they were doing and who they were, yeah, I thought really too we cleaned up the boards, like, really well. Went and got some rebounds. I thought the first part of the first half we let a few get away from us, and so they're a good rebounding team. They're funny. You know, that's the thing too, is they do a great job crashing the offensive boards. They really put a lot of pressure on you, but they give up a lot of offensive boards. So a very good rebounding team at one end. So they put a lot of pressure on us that way too.
And talk about the hustle plays. I mean, within the first 10 or 12 minutes of the first half, you lost count after X number. It seemed like, you know, people diving out of bounds, people diving on the floor. I mean, kind of what fans have come to expect, but it just seems like those opportunities, those situations are occurring with more frequency with each game. So
before the game, that's something that Coach emphasized very greatly. She said, every hustle play is ours. It's going to be ours. We got to want it more and go after it, and not be willing to give up on any ball. And so I think we really took that to heart.
At the same time, like, this is the time of the year where it's one and done. So if you give up that play and they score off of it, potentially that could be, the 2 points at the end of the game that you lose by or whatever. And so right now it's just about getting it done in the moment and winning every loose ball, every 50-50 ball, so that we don't have to come down to the end of a game.
Was there a big emphasis on rebounds tonight? Because I mean, you're almost a high rebound, 51 rebounds for you tonight. That's at least what I can remember. That's a high.
Yeah.
They had 28.
There's always an emphasis on
Yeah.
rebounding. It's crucial though. Like you build your momentum off of rebounds, you get more chances on offense. If you board offensively, you stop them from scoring on defense if you get a defensive rebound. So like they're a big part of the game, and we throughout. It started last year. It's just been a huge emphasis in practice, and it's always been something that Coach harps on us, and we really like to rebound. We get in trouble if we don't. So
Push-ups.
Well, and I think too, that's one thing we saw definitely on film with them is that they like to play quick and they like to attack, but the thing, they're not always very consistent about finishing, but they are great about following. And so, you know, that was something we talked, you know, we showed on film is how hard they crashed. And so I think these guys were really ready for that. You know, number 50, Green, she's, you know, she is a tough offensive matchup rebounding wise. So I thought Megan and Maya did a really nice job of holding her off. I mean, she still got hers, but you know, in that run, I think not letting her touch the ball rebounding wise, getting and then forcing her into a couple of fouls that she really didn't, you know, where she was out of position was really key. So take that presence off the floor. So.
How about the sixth man? I thought it was extraordinary last Saturday
The sixth
night.
woman.
Yeah, come on.
My bad.
You set yourself up for that one.
They're
The
so
sixth
awesome.
lady.
Yeah.
They're so awesome. We can't thank them enough. It's hard because there's so many people that we haven't met, then we can't thank them. And so I wish we could just like go around and like write everyone cards or give them personal thank yous, but it means the world to us that they're coming out, and it's the start of spring break, and I know a lot of students, they stayed an extra day, and they're planning on staying an extra day tomorrow, and it means a lot to us, and we have a great fan base, and we can do it.
I was running out of room up there where I was at, crowding me out. I was having a hard time. I almost had to stand on a chair.
At one point, you did look kind of perturbed.
Yeah.
Actually, so was I. So
When you guys made the, I guess it was a series of runs, as Rory pointed out, but you guys you stretched it out to 10, and then it never got closer than that.
Yeah.
And you guys talked about getting a feel for the game, getting this to your nerves. It seemed like there reached a point in the first half where you guys had the answer to every sort of trap and half-court look they threw at you, and they were trying to press you, but it seemed like it got to the point where you guys were like inviting them to that was the ideal venue would be them pressing and you guys attacking their press, and that's where you guys got a lot of easy buckets and you got a lot of your initial baskets. But how crucial was that in solving the press? I mean, how prepared did you guys feel? I mean, there was like looks. I saw looks like we worked on this set, we worked on this look, and we're going to pick it apart like this because you guys just got lay-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you pulled away. And I mean, you know, they hung with you guys, but they never got closer than like 17 in the second half, 20 in the first half. And it happened when they started to really crank up their pressure, and you guys just kind of were slicing through it. So.
I mean, that is something that we also emphasize besides rebounding is their full court pressure, because it's typical, you know, in the games that we watch, they're either pressing full court or they're trapping in the half court. And so we worked on that a lot. We changed our press break a little bit just to go with that, and we talked about constantly being in attack mode, because there was a few times this season where we broke the press and then we were, you know, comfortable just to relax rather than taking it, you know, full speed and getting a lay-in. And so that is something that we definitely emphasize, so we were ready for that.
Can't teach them anything new at this point, so I mean, we tweaked a few things. You know, it's not like we really reinvented the wheel, but we really emphasized, like Tiff said, just that we need to make the pay for pressing. You know, and so that's what we did. And floor spacing, the kids did a great job of floor spacing and met passes. So, and we had a few breakdowns, but honestly, their guards they're quick and they're physical. So. We got ourselves a couple tight spots, but you know, for the most part, I thought the kids handled it really well. Different reads.
I just had one more question. Did you take take Heather out of the game so she wouldn't break her career high in scoring?
Boy, you give me a lot of credit. Like I'm multitasking at that level. I'm
That devious.
not even close. You know, I mean, I
I'm
thought,
kidding.
I mean, but I will say this, again, I thought that we got great contributions from some kids off the bench. And I know they didn't play long stretches, but, you know, they helped us get through some foul trouble. They helped us rest some kids. And, you know, against a team that, I mean, Christopher Newport's a good team. So, I mean, we keep playing better and better teams, and our bench keeps giving us really quality minutes. So, you know, and if I could, you know, Haley Maeda she came in and did her thing, but, you know, getting her to slow down on that shot. But we just keep telling her that. But I know I really did. I thought that we got good minutes off the bench again. So.
And that was the last thing on my mind. I didn't mean.
Oh, I know. I was being sarcastic.
I know. I'm just saying. The rest is much better than that.
I remember interviewing you tonight when you had the high, and I was watching it up there on the board. I was thinking, is he going to break it tonight? Great night out there. You know, while I was watching some of what Zimmerman was talking about, you could almost call it 4 or 5 assists on every basket that was made out there. It seemed like the ball was being moved around. Assists tonight, you had 20, they had 6. I mean, you were pushing the ball around and finding that open person all night long.
Yeah. And I think that too is like defensively when we kind of figured out what they were trying to do. I mean, they're a penetration team, so when we started locking down on that, it you know, we generated some real easy possessions for ourselves where we could transition out. So, I mean, they did the game plan. Now I'm very glad to say I'll be up all night writing another one. So, yeah, I figured, you know, it's like I'm either up all night or I'm going to be up all night because I'm mad. So, hey, I'm going to be up all night because I'm watching film, and that was the ideal. So,
Okay.
looking forward to Thomas more.
You guys all set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
You guys for the
Thanks,
shower.
ladies.
Oh.
See you guys tomorrow.